was UKIP's head of policy until January of this year. Welcome back to the programme. Give me your overall impression of Mr Farage's speech.
Hello, Andrew. Well, it was a call to arms. Everyone who believes that we should leave the European Union, that the best people to govern the British people are the British people themselves, let's get out there, let's start knocking on doors, let's deliver those leaflets and get the message out there. We've seen the polls narrow, it's now 50-50, so let's get knocking on those doors and when the referendum comes, make sure we're in a position to win the referendum.
Do you believe he is right to concentrate above all on a referendum? It could be 2 years away still. Do you believe he's right to do that with a risk that perhaps UKIP will have less to say on anything else?
Well, I think the issue that has motivated Nigel Farage over the past 20-25 years has been this. This is the fundamental question of government. Who governs? If you can't talk about migration policy when the EU controls it, they're going through with TTIP, which will have consequences for health policy in the United Kingdom.
That's the trade deal with the United States. So I was just trying to cut through the jargon. TTIP doesn't roll off everybody's tongue. I'm sure even in Doncaster it doesn't do that. You're talking about the trade deal between the European Union.
I got 15,000 emails on TTIP. People are waking up to the threat that it poses to the NHS. So there's lots of debate about it, and we'll call to arms the people that we need to knock on the doors and deliver the vote to leave when the referendum comes.
But if that is now the purpose, and I understand the logic of that, how do you fight the elections for Belfast, Edinburgh, Cardiff?
Well, we'll have manifestos for each of the regional and local elections, and we'll keep going. I mean, we've seen some in my borough, where I'm also a councillor, we've seen some great casework successes where we've got people, new homes, we've got repairs made. Even last week I had a campaign to save 3 blocks of flats from demolition, which the council U-turned on. So, one of the big things from the election was winning hundreds of more local councillors who are doing the payment politics that won't get the big headlines but makes a big difference to people's lives. And it's that reputation that we're getting in local government now where we can deliver, that we are there for the residents, that will see us take more councils between now and the next general election and be in a position to gain more MPs in 2020.
Would you accept that Leave.eu, I'm not sure you've even got the name right, but the umbrella organisation which is being bankrolled by Aaron Banks, one of UKIP's biggest donors of money, would you accept that's unlikely to be the overall umbrella organisation for the out, that you will need something else to bring you all together?
Well, I think they've been very impressive with their social media campaign. I think they've got more than 125,000 Facebook likes. They're doing things and getting out there. We cannot have this race against the inside where they're given a head start. They have been out there campaigning since the end of the general election when they put the ballot boxes away. They were out there saying that all the scaremongering stories about staying in the European Union, we need to be out there, and Leave.eu are doing that. They're mobilising everyone, they're bringing the groups together, and I wish them every success. It's going to be a very interesting and enjoyable campaign.
What significance should we read into the reports that during Mr Farage's speech, Douglas Carswell, your one MP in Westminster, was sitting next to the BBC in the press room reading The Guardian?
Sorry?
Well, I think you heard, otherwise you wouldn't have chuckled. I asked you what the significance was of Mr Carswell sitting next to the BBC in the press room reading The Guardian while Mr Farage was speaking to the party faithful.
Well, I mean, you'll have to speak to him about that. What we've got here is a party that's going forward to win this referendum that unites everyone going forward. So I hope he enjoyed reading The Guardian.
Very well. Thank you for joining us there, live from Doncaster, Tim Aker.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.